All right, welcome to the free workshop for installing Joomla from scratch in Xampp. So what we're going to be doing is a local install of Joomla on your systems. So everybody filled out information regarding the type of computer they had and the type of internet connection. I'm offering this workshop so people can get hands-on experience doing this, because oftentimes you hear about something like a content management system and you want to roll your sleeves up, and then you find out you get stuck. You go to the forums, you're not really sure which answers are that helpful, and I don't want people to give up on Joomla as a content management system. So this is a way for me to give back to the community. So we're going to be doing this. It's going to be 2 hours. Really, it only takes about 12 minutes to install Joomla if you did it manually. If you use the one-click install, you could probably have it done in 3.5 minutes. But we're going to go through the actual setup, the nuances, the tools that you need, so that at the end you understand how Joomla is set up. So with that, let's go ahead and have people introduce themselves. I'm going to go ahead and just take a look at the folks who are here. Go over here to my dashboard and my attendees. Oh. And why don't we start off with Arnold?
Hello, I'm Arnold. I'm from California. I'm learning to figure out how to use Joomla. That's basically it.
Okay, so you want to learn Joomla. Okay. And Darius, how about you?
Well, I'm from Chicago. We're Twitter friends. And I used to be heavy in design a while ago, and I'm thinking about getting back into it. So just curiosity.
Okay.
And I mean, I actually tried, messing around with like kick apps and Joomla a while ago, but ended up getting stuck on a few things. I forgot what it was, but with your expertise, I'm sure I won't have those issues in the future.
Yeah, and kick apps is another way that you can quickly get up and running. It's sort of like a virtual environment. But like I said, we'll be doing this from scratch. So cool, good stuff. And Demaster, how about you? Go ahead and introduce yourself and what you're looking to get out of today with Joomla.
I am Demaster. I live in California. I am here. I'm a Joomla guy. I've been using Joomla for a couple of years, but I've never installed Joomla from scratch. And so,
Really?
Yeah, nothing like Simple Scripts or what's the other one?
Fantastico and
Fantastico. So, and I said, it's time for me to at least learn, what's happening during an install, and it'll be cool to walk through with an expert. So I couldn't find one, so I found you. So here I am.
There we
Just
go.
kidding.
All right. I was like, I don't know if I call myself an expert. I just, well, and I'll at the end I'll share what I know about Joomla, like my background. But I don't know. Yeah, these people are. I'm an expert. But anyway, Michael, how about you? Go ahead and introduce yourself and what you're looking to get out today. Oh, and maybe Michael is having microphone problems. All right, and Talani, how about you?
Hi, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. I'm a total newbie. I have no clue what this is all about, but I've seen 1 or 2 websites that were Joomla-based, or I don't know if that's the right word, on that platform. And I'm really ready to learn. I have a nonprofit organization, and we can't really afford the fees that are out there. So I just want to learn this myself. And that's why I'm here. I was Googling and looking for someone that would just teach me something, and then I saw you. So thanks a lot for this. It's an answer.
Awesome. Yeah, no worries. So I'll introduce myself as well. So I'm Adria Richards. I've been using Joomla since 2005, 2006. Before it was Joomla, it was called Mambo, and I started using that probably like 2003, maybe 2004. Before that, I used PHP Nuke back in like 2002, 2003, because I realized that content management systems were really effective in terms of allowing people to update their websites without the delay that came along with having a webmaster who you had to email things to, as well as you didn't have to, every time you wanted to create new content, you didn't have to make a new page. You didn't have to deal with your FTP editor if you didn't want to. And so I saw this as a way not only so I could update my own website, but I saw it as a benefit for clients as well. So now a couple of years later, I'll just admit to everyone, I actually love WordPress more than Joomla, but Joomla is how I got started. And, you know, a lot of people have heard about it. So often when they're out there searching, they're not looking for WordPress as a website. They're looking for Joomla as a website. So, and there's a video I have out on YouTube. It has like 50,000 views. And I just show people some of the looks that you can get with Joomla. And they're all templates. And so it really helps to give people a good frame of mind of what they can end up with if they use this as their website platform. I'll just say the downside of Joomla is that it is sort of complex. Once you get into it, you have to kind of study to make sure you do things correctly. And it looks like the master maybe has a question, but you guys can just put stuff in the chat too. So, which is a little bit, it's near the questions, but it's kind of in a little bit different area. Otherwise, I'm going to see let's see, what's Joomla? Just kidding. Oh, thanks to master. Okay. All right, I'll just put that back over there. The outline for today is, and that's fine, whether you've installed Joomla or not, whether you're new to building a website, that's fine. You can just hang out and follow along. But today, you know, we're going to cover the hands-on stuff of getting a Joomla site set up. And we'll talk about some of the gotchas. Yep. But if people have specific questions about Joomla, feel free to just put those in the chat, and I'll be watching the chat as well so that I can go ahead and help you guys out. So with that, I hear there's a little bit of an echo, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to figure out who that is. That's okay. We won't worry about it too much. All right, so here we go. We're going to review the outline, which includes discussing the gotchas of doing an Xampp-based install. Xampp is a web server emulation that you can install locally on your computer. So this means you don't need to get hosting space first in order to get a Joomla website up and running. It also means that you have a local development environment. So if you are a designer and you're creating a new Joomla layout, design, theme, it doesn't have to be live on the internet and possibly exposed to people. You know, you don't want them to see your new design yet. So it's a nice way to do testing. Plus, it's much faster. You don't have to upload files anywhere. You can just keep them all local on your system. So we'll set up Xampp. We're going to download the Joomla files. We're going to go ahead and download FileZilla, which is a free FTP client. We'll go ahead and get that set up. We'll go ahead and install Xampp, test it out. Then we're going to go ahead and set up a database, right, and a user. We're going to go ahead and install Joomla. Then we're going to log into Joomla. And then whatever questions that you folks have, we'll go ahead and get those answered. What do you need to participate? A desktop or a laptop, high-speed connection, long distance, or you could be using Skype or, you know, voice over IP. So you could be using your headset on your computer. That's fine. All right. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So what are some of the gotchas of doing this? Well, we are going to be setting up Xampp, and it runs on specific ports. So one of the big things is with Skype. Skype, by default, will run on port 80 and port 443. So we want to go ahead and make sure Skype is not using those ports. So I'm going to go ahead and bring over my window, and then I'm probably going to turn off TweetDeck here because it's probably going to keep popping up little notices. All right, so here we are in Skype. So if you have Skype installed, you want to make these changes. You'll go to Tools, you'll go to Options, you'll go down to Advanced, and then you'll go to Connection. And in Connection, there'll be an item that says use ports 80 and 443 as alternatives for incoming connections. You want to go ahead and uncheck that and then hit Save. And it says your changes will be applied the next time you start Skype. That means you need to get out of Skype in order for this to take effect. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of Skype. And if you don't do that, what's going to happen is you're going to get into the install, and then it's only going to get so far, right, and finish up, but then you won't be able to launch it. And then people go, oh, I can't launch it. Also, if you have antivirus installed, you'll want to go ahead and disable it. And if you have spyware stuff, you may just want to keep an eye on it. I wouldn't say you have to turn off, spyware detection, but just be aware. So I'm going to go ahead and relaunch Skype. Okay, good. So you want to get that out of the way. And let me just ask, who here has Skype? And you can speak up, or you can go ahead and enter that into the chat.
I do.
Okay.
The master does.
All right. Third person. All right.
And Darius. And Darius.
Okay. All right, cool. So that's just something to keep in mind, because otherwise you guys can get stuck on that, and it's like, why can't I start my Apache service? That's why. Okay, so let's go ahead and get Xampp installed, right? So we're going to, you can just go up to your friendly neighborhood Google here and type in Xampp, right? And I'll include the link, but it'll bring you to apachefriends.org. So I'll go ahead and I'll put that into the chat. And they are wishing us happy holidays. At least that's what I say, because everybody doesn't celebrate Christmas. So here, if we scroll down, we'll see Xampp for Windows. And again, we are wished happy holidays. But it looks like their template doesn't work on subpages. Anyway, here we go, Xampp for Windows. I'll go ahead and I'll put this link into the chat as well. And here's everything that comes with this Xampp thing, what we've been mentioning. You get Apache, which is basically your web server. You get MySQL, right, which is for your database. You get PHP, which is a type of programming language. That's what Joomla runs on, can run on. You get PHP MyAdmin, which allows you to administer your databases. And a couple of other things we won't use. Webalizer is for stats. FileZilla, you can actually run an FTP server. And MSMTP, which is for mail, but we won't be using those. So that's what comes in Xampp. So as you may guess, you can install other applications that run, basically in a hosting account. So it's nice to have Xampp locally so you can work on stuff. Also, let's make note, if you're not on Windows, it runs on Linux. You can put this on a Mac. Mac sort of has its own built-in web server. So once we get here, we're going to go ahead and download it. Right? So let me know when everybody's at this page. And you can just do that via the chat, or you can speak up and say I'm done. Either way is fine. And make note here for Vista users, it says do not put the install into C program files. You should put it into the root of C Xampp, because otherwise you'll have some permissions issues. So here's the jump off point. It says download, so we're going to click on that. And then we have the choice of an exe or a zip file. Let's just download that exe file. And I'm going to wait for everybody to download it while I download mine. Oh, there it is. Right. And it's 44 megabytes, so it'll take just a minute. And just let me know if anyone's having problems downloading it. So Arnold, how's that going for you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. And Darius, how about you?
I'm downloading right now.
Okay. And a master?
I skipped this section.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
Because in your original posting you said you can do extra credit by already installing it, so I did that.
All right. Nice. Okay. So you're just kicking back at the heels of. Okay, good. All right. Michael, how about you? All right. Michael is silent, but it appears he's attentive, so we'll just let him coast along. And then I don't know if Tenali is still on. If she is, then she's probably just following along. So, all right. Let's wait for Arnold and Darius and the master to... Yep. All agree that we're ready to move on. Mm-hmm. And Demaster, did you have any issues then when you installed it? Did you install it too, or you just downloaded it?
I installed it already.
All right.
But, you know, as you said, I may have a problem with permissioning. So
once you launch it, yeah. Okay.
But I've launched it and...
Oh, then no. Okay.
So,
good.
I don't know. Hopefully it'll be okay.
Good deal.
If not, I'll catch up.
Okay. Arnold, so how's that going for you to download it?
I did like the master. I have mine down installed already, and I downloaded the Joomla file too.
Oh, okay. Wow, you're just okay. Fine. So here he did it all as well. So Darius, how about you? Okay.
It's downloading slow. I already downloaded Joomla though.
Okay, good. So you're Joomla. Okay. Yeah. All right. So it's downloading slowly. Yeah. Sometimes you can like cancel and it'll redirect you to a different mirror. But yeah. Okay. Oh wait, because we want to make sure everybody has it, and then we'll keep going. And in the future, yes, I'll teach some actual like hands-on Joomla stuff, but I've really been focusing much more on WordPress. So, yeah.
So why that's your favorite?
Well, WordPress is just awesome. It's. I know, actually, this is what started happening in all the Joomla sessions. I just started sharing all the wonderful things about WordPress. But WordPress is quite awesome. But I'm going to try to hold off until the end so we can make this about Joomla. Yeah. Yeah, I defected from Joomla. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you doing any workshops on WordPress anytime soon?
Yeah, in January there's a whole bunch coming up, except for the monthly one. I do a 4-week WordPress training. I think I'm going to move that to February because I'm speaking at 2 WordCamps. I'm speaking at WordCamp Atlanta right around the beginning of January, and then towards the end of January I'm speaking at WordCamp Boston.
Oh, wow.
So I'm thinking it would be better if I just focus on that and then tell people, hey, you can all sign up for February's workshop. I think that would be, that'll probably work out better. So.
Perfect. I'm almost done.
Okay. All right.
I'll be in line for the WordPress one.
Okay. Cool stuff.
Because I'm not sold yet.
Well, we can certainly discuss it at the end about the differences. I certainly have people. I did a video at Ask Adria show about WordPress versus Joomla, and I just, was comparing the two, and I didn't think it'd be a big deal. I had so many, I had flame wars going on about it, and I'm like, wow, I just wanted to, and people are like, I can't believe you said that about Joomla. Oh, I can't believe you said that about WordPress. I'm like, wow. And then, this guy, he wrote a book about Joomla, so he was really offended that I would say, WordPress, I was scoring different things, like ease of installation, ease of upgrades, the functionality, all these different things I think that people look at when they say, what do I want my website to run on? We can certainly cover that. So hopefully now everybody has this downloaded, so we're going to go ahead and run it. Okay. And you're going to get a notice, and it's going to say, here's where we want to install it. Is that cool? I would just do it in the root like it's suggested. It's going to give it a little folder, an Xampp folder, right? So I'll go ahead and hit install, and then at least with Windows 7, it's going to warn you. All right, there we go. We got all the stuff going. And we can check that if we go into computer, C drive. There's Xampp, so this is the folder that's being created right now. So we'll let the install go. Yes, I love yoga, so that's why there's yoga there. Okay. Just wanted to share. When I first started doing these workshops, I thought, oh, I'm going to have a virtual machine. That way there won't be any of my personal stuff on there. Yeah, this is better. Maybe with this new system, though, I may do a virtual machine. This computer is much faster than my other one. But, yep. All right, so as you can see, there are lots of files being extracted. these are a lot of the files that would run on a server if you were paying for hosting space. And, you know, for hosting space, you can pay anywhere from $4 a month easily to $15 a month. If you have a VPS, a virtual private server, you're looking at anywhere from $70 to $200 a month. But that's once you have a lot of sites or you need a lot of bandwidth. Or if your website uses a lot of system processes, then you may get a note from your host saying, you know what, you're using too much of our juice. We kind of want you to get a VPS. So, yeah. But before that, before you even get hosting, you may want to check and see if this is really the right solution for you. So that's why Xampp is such a great tool. So we'll just let that go. And it looks like Demaster may have a question. Demaster, do you really have a question or not? I'm gonna like squash that question. Let's see, how do I say it?
I didn't do anything.
Oh, it looks like there's a question from you.
I had a question earlier.
Yeah, like what is Joomla? Yeah. Oh.
No. I did that while you were on your tea break.
Oh, okay.
No, I actually asked a question I was curious about.
Oh, I see.
But it's been answered.
I see.
During your tea break, I was testing out the chatting because that's what you said to do. I'm following instructions.
Okay.
And then you said, and then my question was about WordPress, but I think you've answered that already. So.
Yeah, I'm going to be restructuring Fresh Workshops. There's going to be a lot of things coming out, including on-site training. So you guys will see that. There'll be some good stuff. And I'm going to do more of a series where things are in chunks. So because I knew it would happen, but it certainly has happened where someone's like, well, I don't need to learn that part. I already know that part. I just want to learn this specific part. Okay, well then if we have a series, then people can stop in for what works for them. So as you see, this can just take a while. And then you get this little question, should I add a shortcut to the start menu on the desktop? The default is yes. We'll just hit the enter key. And then should I locate the Xampp paths correctly? Should I proceed? Yes. We'll just say yes. And here it's saying, do you want to make it portable? Now, if you're putting it on a flash device, on your iPhone, your iPod, you could say yes, but we'll just keep it with a default of no and hit enter. All right. Xampp is ready to use. Go ahead and hit return, although it's really enter. So, and then, let's see. I have set the time zone for American Chicago. That's fine for me. And then I'm going to choose the letter X to get out of the install. All right, so I am ready. So I will just wait to have Arnold and Darius confirm that they are ready as well.
Arnold is ready. Arnold is ready.
Almost ready? Okay. And Arnold, I have to say, your connection is just a little bit, like, I don't know if it's fuzzy. Like you cut out a little bit. I can't explain like how you cut out. It's like a little muffled maybe. Maybe that would be.
Oh, okay.
No, see, that was fine. You just said, oh, okay, and I heard that. But sometimes when you talk, it's like muffled. Part of it's cutting out. I don't know, but we'll see if you can work on that. So.
Right, because I'm in a conference room and I have you on speaker.
Oh, okay. You're in a conference room. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good for you, having a whole conference room to yourself. Mm-hmm. All right. And then Darius, just let us know when you're all done.
All right. Like 2 more seconds.
Okay.
All right, we can go.
All right, cool. Okay, so now we have Xampp installed. Let's go and check it out here. So set up the local. Okay. Oh, actually, we are not gonna. Oh, look at that! I'm skipping steps. We just went and installed it. Oh, let's go get all those files first, folks. So let's go get the Joomla files. We'll go get the FileZilla files. Then we'll go back to setting this up. So I'm just jumping ahead. See, it's been like a month or two. See, I'm just mixing stuff up. Okay, so this is all right. Joomla. So we're gonna just type in Joomla, right? Google's our friend. And then there's the Joomla website, and I'll link folks up to that. All right, and what's this? We can just download Joomla right there. Okay, download Joomla. Now, I encourage you to sign up for notifications regarding updates, especially when a lot of these updates are security related. So you just put in your email address. It uses FeedBurner, and you'll get an email. So especially if you're doing development for customers or clients, you want to know when there's a security issue. So sign up there. Then what we're going to do is download the full package. The first item, it's a zip file, so we'll go ahead and get that downloaded. Right. And we'll see how large that is. That is unknown size, 6.5 megabytes. All right, so go ahead and get that downloaded, folks. And just let me know via chat, or you can speak up and let me know.
Auto.
Yep.
I'm done.
Okay. All right, good. So we have that. So now let's go get FileZilla. FileZilla. Go ahead and type that in. Boom. There we go. All of these are open source. Open source not only means free, it also means community developed. All right, so here we are. We want to download the FileZilla client on the left. And this works on Windows, it works on Mac, it works on Linux. We're going to go ahead and choose the executable and let that download. There we go. We'll hit save. And that was 3.9 megabytes. So that's another thing. All of these are fairly small. And just let me know when that's all done.
Done.
All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get FileZilla set up. Now, I've already installed FileZilla on my system, but you guys just basically run through the install process and, you know, click next a couple times and you'll be good to go. So let's have everybody install FileZilla. Go ahead and quit the install. Once FileZilla is installed, it will look like this. And we don't actually need FileZilla for what we're doing, but once you get a hosting account, which is usually everyone's next step, you'll need FileZilla to transfer files to your hosting account. So another nice tool to have is 7-zip. So if we go up there and type in 7-zip, it is a open source tool for unzipping and zipping up things. So the reason it's better than Windows is with Windows, when you unzip something, it asks you like 3 questions. Would you like to unzip this? Is this the location you would like? Would you like me to show you the files? Versus 7-zip, you just go do the thing, and it does the thing. So So we'll go here and install 7-zip. And it's going to put in the C program files. All right. Boom. I'm done. So then now we're going to go ahead and expand our files for Joomla. So just let me know when everybody's ready.
Okay. I'm almost ready.
Okay, that's good. And I'm going a little faster than normal because it seems like everybody pretty much has these parts down. So here we are. There's that Joomla file. I'm going to right-click and say Open Containing Folder. I'm using Firefox. And there it is. Now see, if you were going to do this with Windows, you'd have to say Extract All, and it would ask you the 3 questions, which I find to be kind of frustrating. Versus 7-zip. I think I may have to launch it just one time. There we go. Unless on Windows 7 it's not going to let me extract it. Wouldn't that be special? All right. Open with. Don't have extract, do I?
You do have extract. I saw it. There's an extract all option.
Yeah, but that extract all, that's for Windows. I wanted to see, here we go. Associate with zip files. Boom. Okay, now if I do that and right click, then, don't see it yet. Share with, open with. Nope. Well, isn't that special? Okay, anyway, we'll come back to this later. I see it's there. Anyway, okay, so we will choose, we'll right click and we'll do extract all, except now I've broken extract all, that's not showing up. So let's go back into 7-zip and uncheck that. Fun with Windows 7. All right, extract all. And it wants to put it in C, users, downloads, in the same location it's in, but with a folder. So, and the box is checked, show extracted files when complete. All right. And the other thing too is the Windows extraction is much slower than 7-zip. All right, so once that's extracted, now we're going to be ready to copy those files over. But before we copy the files over, we need to go check out this Xampp thing. So we'll go here, and somewhere in your programs, you're going to find Xampp Control Panel, right? Based on if you're running on XP or Vista or Windows 7, it may look a little different. So Xampp for Windows, you're going to see the Xampp Control Panel. Click on that. And you're going to get this box, and this box allows you to start services, right? So in what we're going to do is we are going to use the start buttons. We're not going to click service because service means running as a service on your system, which means every time your computer turns on, it's running. So not only is that not a good use of resources, if you are doing this on a laptop and you go somewhere and use wireless, you are putting your computer and all the data on it at risk. So this isn't something I recommend, that you use it as a service. Instead, you should manually start it when you're going to work on your stuff. So we're going to start the Apache, and Windows 7 is now warning me, oh no. So we'll say allow access. And we're going to go ahead and start MySQL, and it's going to warn me again. I'm going to say allow access. And then we can see that this is running, but the Apache is no longer running. It has stopped. So we'll try it again, and we'll see if it gets started. And nope. try one more time here. If not, I will stop this and restart it. Okay. Yep. So my Apache is not starting.
I got the same problem.
Yep. All right, so we'll try that again, and nope. So then we want to look at some services. So like I'm going to go ahead and close out of Skype. All right, so Skype is no longer running. Because the problem is if there's something running on port 80, then it's not going to let Apache start. Or it could be that it's Windows doing it. Do you have Windows 7 like I do, or no?
I have Vista.
Yeah, so maybe it's Vista and Windows. So let's see if we go into Systems and Security, kind of fun stuff we can find in here. Let's see, check firewall status. Windows firewall state. I think I'm going to turn it off. So let's see. There we go. Turn on or turn off. Turn off Windows firewall. All right, I'm just going to turn it all off. There we go. Boom. So now that it's off, now let's try that again. Yep. All right, let's try closing Xampp and see if I can get it to start. It's already running. Go into Task Manager, and we'll end that, and then we'll end Skype, which is still running.
I have the exact same problem. I'm doing the exact same thing.
See, I know. Okay, so there we go.
Wow.
So now we've killed Skype, and the Xampp control panel is no longer running. So now let's go ahead and restart the Xampp control panel, and go ahead and hit start. Boom! So even though we asked Skype to shut down, it didn't. And the firewall could have also been a problem. So we went into the control panel. We went into Systems and Security. We looked at all these wonderful fun things. We went into Windows Firewall. And then I went over here to toggle it off. All right, boom. So see, it's still running. So in this case, it was Skype. Skype looked like it had closed. It really had not. So anything that started with Skype, I right-clicked and ended the process. So now Apache is running. Now we can hit MySQL, and we're good to go. So we need everybody to have both of these running before we can proceed. And you can just enter. No one's typing any chat words. Are you sure you guys have keyboards? I don't know. No keyboards? I don't know. Oh, okay. All right. Verbal mm-hms. Okay. So, but yeah, so we have both these running. So we want to go ahead and get everybody like that. Otherwise, you will not be able to proceed.
So,
Yep.
I don't think it's I don't think it's Skype.
Oh, okay.
I'm
So
still not running.
still not running. And you turned off your firewall stuff within Windows?
Well, that's what I'm working on right now.
Okay. Yep. So maybe it looks a little different in Vista, but I went to turn on and turn off firewalls, and I chose off and off, and then for both public and private. But of course, Google is our friend, so let's go Google that and see what Google says. All right, so we got turn off a firewall in Vista. Boom. There we go. Microsoft article. To turn on and to turn off. Yes, thank you. Control panel, security, Windows firewall. All right, thanks, Vladimir. All right, turn off. All right. And so that's what I would do. I would go into your Start, Control Panel, Security, Windows Firewall, assuming that since there is no operating system listed that this works for Vista as well. How to turn this off? Vista Firewall. Vista for beginners with a ginormous ad. Windows Firewall. Change settings. Once you click on Turn Off or Turn On Firewall. And then Off is an option. Yep, so I would go ahead and do that. And then make sure Skype is not running after you go into your Task Manager by doing Control-Alt-Delete, which will allow you to get to your Task Manager. Or you can right-click. Another way to get to your Task Manager is you can right-click on the system tray down below, and then there it says Start Task Manager. So, and then you can always sort them alphabetically by clicking Image Name, and we're on the Processes tab. So just let me know. There. Demaster, so you're all set up, right? You're all good to go.
Don't worry about me. I'll catch up.
Okay. All right, because this is a pretty important part here. This is, you know, it's like you're running away from zombies and you've just sprained your ankle. This is like not the time to, you know, you got to keep up with folks, you know. All right. Okay, so we have both of these services running. Since they're running, that means that we can now go ahead and connect to Xampp. So how do we connect to Xampp? Let's go take a look at that. We open up a browser window, and at the top, we type in localhost and hit enter. And we're going to get, boom, Xampp like this. So, Arnold, let me know when you're here. Oh, sorry, go ahead. And, sorry, you're going to have to speak up because it's breaking up again, so it's hard to hear you.
Oh, okay.
Let me know if you see the Xampp welcome screen, and same for you, Darius, and same for you, Demaster.
I do not.
Okay, when you typed in localhost, what did you see?
I actually did a search. Instamaster AIM search.
Oh, okay, so it did a search instead. Instead of typing localhost, another thing that you can type in is your own IP address, right?
Okay.
So, which is 127.0.0.1. So that's always yourself. And so if you type that in, that would be another way to resolve, and then you should get this Xampp thing.
You said 1.27?
Oh, yep, 127.0.0.1. Yep. And I'll put that into the chat as well.
Got it.
Nice, good. So sometimes that sounds like that's just a DNS issue. So either of these ways is fine. So. And yeah. See, and it looks like maybe Talani has a question. I wonder if she does. Let me go check the questions and see if there are any questions. Let's go over here and check. Oh, Talani, you've been disconnected 3 times. Your DSL is acting up. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, just got back. Okay, sorry about that, Talani. That's no good when that... And let me unmute you, too. It looks like you're muted. Let me unmute you. There we go. Unmute. So, sorry to hear that. Yeah, sometimes, you know, internet connections, I know, all this week it's been Comcast nightmare for me, so, yeah. Allegedly, things seem okay today, so. All right, and Demaster, how about you? How are things looking? I'll just, all right, okay. I'm just going to hang out here till folks confirm that we're on this page.
Well, Arnold is there.
Yep. And Darius? Wait on Darius and Demaster.
I'm good.
Okay. All right. And so Demaster, maybe he just did this whole install by himself already. So he's just like, I just want to make sure I did it right. We'll just have to see. All right. Well, then let's move forward. So we're going to click on English, and you're going to get this welcome screen. Xampp for Windows. So this is basically your computer running as a web server right now. So on the left, you have welcome, you have status, security, documentation, and a lot of other stuff. We're going to go ahead to the status tab on the left. And the status tab is going to show you which services are running and which are not. The important services are running. We have the MySQL database. That's where your Joomla info is going to be installed. We got PHP. That's the primary programming language Joomla runs on. Perl, which is certainly helpful. It's like a friend to PHP. Apache, along with ASP, I guess is. But the important thing is Apache is running. HTTPS, so if you were doing things regarding submitting information securely, whether you were developing a shopping cart, that's good to know. As well as CGI, which is also a friend with PHP. And server-side includes, although that doesn't apply to Joomla. And then IPv4, which is pretty much how you find stuff on the internet. All right, so that's good. To read further about, configurations for web servers, and like I mentioned earlier, if you're running this on a laptop, you don't want to have it set on service, you can read more on the security tab. It's going to explain that this is basically for development only. So it's not set up to be secure, and you can click on this, you can read, it'll talk to you a lot more in detail. Also, like really common ports are down below. So FTP is port 21. You got SMTP for mail. Although Google Apps and Gmail they use different ports. Port 80, which is for web traffic. Port 443, which is for SSL or HTTPS. Right? IMAP. Boom. All right. So you may want to look at those. And then MySQL 3306. So when you want to exchange data with a MySQL database, boom, that's pretty much the standard port unless you change it. All right, so and it opened a new window, so I'm going to close that window. And then PHP Info. This is sometimes important when you have Joomla on a hosting account. Sometimes you install a special component or module and something's not working. Or hopefully you've done your research ahead of time and you notice you need something. How do you know you need something? You would check over here in the PHP Info. And there's a lot of info in here. All right, so now we are going to go ahead and we are going to create a database. This database will be used to set up Joomla. So under Tools, down below, we have PHP-MyAdmin. PHP-MyAdmin is pretty much the standard tool for administering MySQL databases. So when you have a hosting account, this is what you're going to see. So it's good practice, right? Okay, so, it doesn't look extremely exciting, but it's pretty much standard. So we're going to click on the Databases tab, right? And see we got some different things in here. Those are all the default ones. We're not going to touch them. We're going to go ahead and create a new database. What I recommend people to do is to create a database that's 6 or less characters long. So in this case, and let me also say at this time, as you go through the process, hopefully you're using a password management tool. I use KeePass. Let me go ahead and we'll just bring up KeePass. It's free, it's open source, it's cross-platform. I've been using it for 3 years. Very good tool. So it allows you to manage your passwords securely, AES encrypted database. You can search for them, you can add notes, you can be reminded that you need to change your password, all sorts of good stuff. So that's how I keep track of my passwords long term. Now, for short term, while you're going ahead and setting up this database, you can go ahead and use something like Notepad to keep track of your information. So the first thing here is database name. And it should be something short. It should never be Joomla because that's insecure. People who are trying to hack your website will throw a query at you with something like this, just like they'll throw a query with the password being password. So don't make your database name Joomla. Now you could do something like JOM, 54, right? Or 541. That's okay. So I'm going to use that for my database name. And you can use whatever for your database name. So I'm going to go back over here. And I'm going to create a new database. And I'm going to paste in JOM 541 and hit create. All right, and I now have created a database. There's nothing in it, not very exciting yet, but it's going to hold a lot of magical stuff. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to create a user for that database. So I'm going to go over to Privileges and add a user, and then we'll go back through this too for folks who are not following along exactly, or they're watching, and we'll give you time to go ahead and practice this. So username, I recommend that you use the same name as you did for the database. So that way when you have several databases, you don't have to guess. So we'll do database user. And we'll put that in, so we'll go ahead and go like this. For host, you want to say localhost. That's pretty much the standard to say localhost. That just means the same host that it's on. For password, you want to use a complex or secure password. You can have it generate a password for you. So in this case, it has generated the password and it has entered it in twice, and you can now copy it as well. So I'm going to say database password, which then later I'll put into my password management tool. All right, so there we go, database password. Or sorry, yeah, but that's going to be the password. Now, database for user. Grant all privileges on database JOM541. Grant all privileges wildcard. We're just going to stick with this one. When you have a hosting account, you're going to use something called cPanel. cPanel makes it easy to manage your hosting space. So how we're doing this now, you could certainly do it this way. This is like the standard way, but cPanel will also allow you to create databases, and it's going to be a little bit easier to navigate. So grant all privileges on this database. And here we go, global privileges. We'll say check all because it's just for this database. And then we're going to go ahead and hit go to go ahead and create this. So here we go. This user has been added. Edit privileges. This user for this database. They're pretty much good to go. All right. And now we can go over here to databases. And we can see here is our new one, JOM541. We can go to privileges. We can see here is our user, right? So let's have everybody else do that too. Go ahead and create a database, create a user, give it a password, and give it access. Yeah. And feel free to speak up, ask a question, no problem.
Oops, I'm muted again. I'm done. I've been keeping up for the past couple of minutes or something.
Oh, you've just been really quiet about it. Okay, fine.
I had my mic on mute.
Oh, so you've probably been talking. You're like, why is she not answering me? Why?
No, I didn't want you guys to hear me cursing because I couldn't stop. I'm kidding.
Oh.
But I couldn't. I'm like, I can't believe this thing isn't working. So I just went to the task manager and just started shutting stuff down. So something fixed it. It wasn't the firewall and whatever works.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, sometimes it can be frustrating, and a lot of times that's why people just give up. They're like, oh, I can't do this, whatever, and but
That's not me.
All right, yeah, persevere.
I'm a techie. I gotta figure it out. I taught myself to solve the Rubik's Cube when I was a kid.
Nice.
Because I'm retarded.
Well, see, and I totally cheated. I was like 5 or 6, but I took off all the stickers and I moved them around, and I thought that my parents would be really proud, and no. But I also told them I could read. When I couldn't, I would just I would get the book that they had read me, and I go, look, I can read. I was like 3 or 4, and I would just tell the story like they had told me, and look at the pictures, and I was really sure I had them fooled, but no, I think they were entertaining me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
But yes, that's a good thing about techies. We're like pit bulls. Other people go, God, how could you sit there and work on that? And that's why for example, that's why I hold this training on Friday, because you have to be really gung-ho. If you're not going to be going out, on a Friday. You're going to be doing techie stuff. So it's intentional.
Yeah, I spent my day rebuilding a website, so in Joomla. So
Fine.
I don't know who wrote the original, but it's terrible.
The design?
The worst HTML coding I've ever seen, ever. They've been having me doing updates to this website lately, And I said, well, you shouldn't be doing it this way.
Yeah.
You should have a content management system. So
Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there who come from the old school. They come from Front Page, they come from Dreamweaver. They don't know anything about CSS, or they don't even know how to do HTML. They know how to make things look really pretty in Photoshop. And then what they do is they ship out the work to someone else who actually does the coding. So those folks are looking at these content management systems too, because they're seeing the outcome of it. So yeah, it can, you know, and when I say the outcome, like what is that? Oh, we'll pull up some sites at the end. We'll look at some finished sites, you know, some galleries, some places that where you can really see the power of Joomla. So, and WordPress. Sorry.
well, I'm glad I don't do HTML anymore.
Yeah, hand coding.
I know how, but
Yeah.
I don't have to do it anymore so much.
Yeah. No, it's very time consuming, you know? I mean, just very, very time consuming. So Arnold, how's that going for you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I'm waiting to get caught up.
Okay. All right. And Darius, how about you?
I am done.
Oh, okay, good. All right. So Arnold, you are done or you're coming along? You're getting that all set up? You just got to let me know in that conference room. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm set and ready.
You're something waiting. See, I only get like, it's like muffled, but I'm going to assume that you're waiting, so maybe you're all done.
Yes, I'm done.
All done. Got it. Okay, good. So now we have all the essentials to have this database receive all the goodies from the Joomla install. Of course, we have to get Joomla set up. Now, normally, if you had a hosting account, you would be using your FTP client here, FileZilla, and you drag files over, whatever, yada, yada. We're not doing that because it's local. So instead, we're going to go find our Xampp folder, which is right here. And inside Xampp, there's like all this stuff. And it's like, oh my God, what is all this stuff? Well, this is how, you know, the server's running. So you don't really have to bother with much of it, just Apache, right? And then, oops, or not. Oh, in htdocs, excuse me. And then, oh, there's Xampp, but we'll leave Xampp alone. What we're going to do here inside htdocs is the same as public HTML, basically. So we are going to create a folder here, and we're going to call it Joomla. All right. So most likely you're in C, Xampp, htdocs. We want to be inside the Joomla location. I'm going to link you up to that in the chat. Boom. So it should look something like that. So we want to have this open, and we want to resize it so it's, you know, not taking up the entire window. And we'll put it over here. Then we need to open up the other folder, which has our Joomla files. And so if I go into Downloads and drag this window over and kind of resize that window a little bit, boom, then we want to go ahead and find those files from Joomla. Here they are, Joomla 1.5.15 stable full package. We go inside. We're going to take all of these folders and all these files, and we're going to copy them over to Joomla. So I'm going to do Control A on my keyboard to select everything, right? And then I'm going to right-click and hold down, and it looks like it's 26 items. And I'm going to drag, and it says Move to Joomla. Okay, ignore that. Don't right-click and hold down. Well, why does it say move? It means move or copy, because then if I let go, yeah, it's going to allow me to copy. So then you could just say copy here.
Which folder did we put this in?
We want to put it inside C, Xampp, htdocs, and then we want to create a folder called Joomla. Yep. So inside htdocs, you will create a folder called Joomla, and inside that Joomla folder, that is where you will copy over the items.
Got it.
Cool. And once those are copied over, which that should happen fairly quickly, you now in your browser will go to localhost/Joomla. And then you're going to see the Joomla install. Except for those of you who, when localhost did not work, of course maybe now it works, you instead could do 127.0.0.1/Joomla. And then it's going to get you there as well. And I can tell you guys are all really busy working away because it shows that you are inattentive, which makes sense because you are listening yet working on doing this, which is good.
Uh-oh. Never mind.
Oh, jeez. So, yeah, at this stage, like, then it's either it worked really well or someone's like, I have a question. So that's okay.
No,
Okay,
I'm looking at it.
you.
I'm looking at the same screen you're looking at, and I'm thinking there's a problem. I don't know what to...
Oh.
So I'm laughing. I'm going, what am I, stupid?
You're like, oh,
Wow.
it worked. Oh, my God. That's good. All right. It's like a leap of faith. I mean, I think a lot of people are like, this isn't even going to work. I mean, it's just kind of, it's abstract as well. You know, this whole, it takes people months or years to learn this. You know, they may go through and they're like, oh, that's why I don't believe in those boot camps where you go somewhere for a day or 5 days in a row and, you know, suddenly you know this stuff. You need time to process that. So
we're supposed to type localhost.
Yep. Slash Joomla.
Slash Joomla.
Yep. Or 127.0.0.1/Joomla. Yep.
Okay, I got it.
Sweet. All right. All right. So now we're going to go through the install, and I'll mention on the FTP configuration if this was a host-based install, then you would put in some stuff, but I'm just going to talk about it. It's not going to apply. So I'm going to choose English. You can choose a different language if you choose, but if you ask me a question then and the error message is not in English, I won't be able to help. Sorry. We'll hit next. And this is important. This is the screen where you look at all of the system requirements. Right now, pretty much PHP 5, like all hosts, any host that's not insane has PHP 5, but a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it was like cutting edge. And so a lot of people are still running PHP 4. So you want to go through here and just look at your requirements. So PHP 4.3, although that's the minimum, you want to be at 5. So, all right, and then compression, you know, XML support. These are all like pretty like minimal things your server should have. So if it doesn't, there's an issue. Recommended settings. This one here, display errors, it's on, so the actual is on. You would want it off because if someone's trying to hack your website, you don't want to show them paths and file names and things, or the database names. So that's why we gave it an obscure database name in the first place. So, but you just kind of want to check or whatever, make sure you meet all the requirements. So we'll go ahead and we'll hit next. And now you get to read the EULA. It's like EULA, which is an end-user license agreement, but this is the new general public license. So you can just read that in your own free time. We're going to hit next. And then here we go. For database configuration, why did we do all that weird stuff in MySQL? So we could put it in here and they could talk to each other. So we're going to go through and do this. It says connection settings, basic, great. You know, we're just going to go ahead and do this. Database type, MySQL. Yep. Host name. Now it says this is usually localhost. We too will put in localhost. Username. Good thing that we documented it in Notepad because now we can just copy and paste. All right, so I'm going to put in my username. And what do you know? Database name. Same. So I get to paste twice, saving a lot of time here. And now here's our database password. The thing you want to make sure when you're copying and pasting is there's not like an extra space at the end or at the beginning because that space can throw off the authentication. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that and put that in and let me know, right? Hopefully everybody's at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and click next if the settings are correct. And of course your Apache and everything still needs to be running. Then when we hit next, it's going to be happy. So I've hit next. Oh, it's happy. So hopefully everybody's install is happy. So we'll just wait now and see.
Okay. I'm up to the FTP configuration screen. Is that what the next time?
Nice. All right.
Okay.
Good stuff. Perfect.
Okay.
Good. So now we'll just wait on Darius and Demaster.
Oh, I'm done.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I forgot to say done. I've been right with you.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Okay, so
I'm having an issue.
All right. Go ahead.
All right, let me see here. Let me try it one more time.
Yep, and just let us know what error you're getting, too.
Okay, let me try it one more time real quick.
Are you really typing all that stuff over there? Just kidding. Sorry.
I thought he dropped something on the keyboard.
You know.
Unable to connect to the database, cannot connect to MySQL.
Yep. And then does it give an error? Like why?
No.
No. Okay. All right. So you have host name, localhost. You have username, whatever your username is, and you have database, whatever that is. So we should go in, and then you have the password, and you made sure you copy the password correctly with no spaces.
Yep.
All right. I had one person write it down in pencil, and then they couldn't read it later, and I'm like, that's why you should keep it on the computer. Okay, so what we want to do is first we'll verify the database name, then we'll verify the username. So if we go back over there to phpMyAdmin, on the left side you want to find your database, and you want to click on it. So I'm clicking on JOM541, and now I have a whole bunch of stuff in here. Oh my goodness, look at all these. That's because the Joomla files have now connected to the database. So you probably don't have these, but I do. All right, so on the left right now, you've clicked on your database name. You go to the top and there's privileges, and it will show you who has access. So hopefully a user with the same name shows up and has access, such as all privileges.
Okay.
So, yeah, so you just have to let me know if you see that or if you don't see that.
No, I see it.
Okay, good. And it should say specific, like database specific. So then if you see both of those, then we should reset the password because the password could be the issue. So for your user, you want to click on that little, looks like a person with a pencil.
Okay.
Right, and then just make sure that the user has all the permissions, in this case, like basically everything. Select, edit, create, alter, all these things are checked. Should do check all.
Yeah, everything's checked.
Okay, good.
So I might want to change the password though.
Yeah, so then you should just change the password. So if we go to phpMyAdmin in the upper left-hand corner to get out of the database, then we just go to, if we go into privileges, then you'll just see the users all lined up, right? And then you want to go ahead and click on that little person pencil thing, and then you can change the password down below. So I would just probably say generate, and then it's going to do the same thing where it's going to give you a new password, right? And you want to copy that password, and then to make that password the new one, you have to hit go to set the password.
Okay.
So like I'm not going to click go because I will then have to re-authenticate. But then you should take that password you have copied and put that back over into your installer.
Okay. Now. Oh. Okay.
Is that a good
No, that's a bad
Oh, what did it say?
The same error message. I don't know what the problem is.
All right, so the username and you want to make sure those match up, and then MySQL, and then make sure also that for Xampp that it's running, that Apache's still running, and MySQL is running.
All right, now there was one thing that didn't match up with what you had, and that was what was it?
Yep, database.
Yeah, under global privileges, it was all privileges. You had a second line there too, didn't you?
Oh yeah, but I don't think that's necessary. But yeah, if we go into JOM and then so under the database, we go to privileges, we see who has access. Then JOM has global and database specific. What's more important is that it has database specific privileges.
Okay, I just have all privileges.
Yep, but then for type, does it say database specific or no?
No.
No. Oh, okay, so you don't have that. So you may have created a user, you may have created a database, but they may not have access to each other. Okay, so then what would be the best way to do that? If we go into privileges, let's see if we go into the user. Yeah, okay, so then we should click on PHP My Admin in the upper left-hand corner.
Okay.
And then go to privileges, then go to the user, the little pencil guy to edit. And then the first part says global privileges. The second part says database specific privileges. So then you can add privileges on the following database. And then you can, yours should be in there.
Okay.
Like,
Just type it in. Okay.
and then when you select it, it's going to bring you to edit privileges. Which privileges do you want? And then you should just say check all.
Okay.
And then you want to hit go. Yep. And then try.
All right. So let's see. Let's try it again. Okay, I don't know what this is. This is
No?
stupid.
It's broken. No, so it's still not working?
No, I don't know what it is.
That is, Okay, well, let me, I can start a remote session with you to take a look and see what it is, and we can get it fixed. So let's, give me one sec here, because I'm sure it's something really...
Simple.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a nicer word.
There's something really tough and he needs your expertise.
It's,
Right.
Oh, jeez. Okay. So there's you should go. Let's see. You should go. I'll link it. Let's see. How do I? No, can't do drop downs. Oh. Okay. So go here, and I put that into the chat. You should go there and put in your information, which is really just your name, and hit submit. And then I'll be able to remotely connect to your computer. Give me one sec here. I'll go ahead and get. All right. And then while we're waiting for that, we'll continue on. Just one sec here. All right, so for those of you who have entered in a host name, username, password, and database name without conflict, we'll go ahead and hit next. Then FTP configuration. Now, if this were a hosted account on a server, what you could do is put in an FTP account, because one thing that happens with Joomla is when you upload items, whether those are modules, components, or whatever, when you upload them via Joomla, the permissions on them get screwed up. So then if you've ever tried to make changes to a new module but you can't, and then you have to contact your host to have them reset the permissions, that's what this thing helps with. It helps to preserve the permissions of things that are uploaded via Joomla. In this case, we're not using it, but FYI, just so you guys know. Okay, now we can set up our Joomla site. So I'm going to say the most awesome Joomla site ever. Okay, maybe that's going to be way too long, but who cares? All right, and then confirm the admin account and password. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to say support@freshworkshops. And then I'm going to give it an admin password. And in this case, since it's on my local machine, and this is just an example, I'm not going to use a hard password, but I am going to document the information here. So admin email. Oops. And then we'll just copy and paste this. Because, have you ever been working on something and you get a phone call or you have to head out and then you come and sit back down and you're like, where was I at? So that's why it's a good thing to document. So admin password, and hopefully you have a password generation tool. There's one built into KeyPass, which makes it super awesome. So you should use KeyPass. But in this case, I'll just kind of create some special numbers here and put some characters in there. All right. So we'll just use this. This will be the password. Go ahead and put that in twice. And then you can install sample data if you want, or if you are migrating, you could do that as well. I'm going to install the sample data. Once I do that, it says it's been installed successfully. Now I can hit next. And before the Joomla install will let you continue, it requires that you delete the installation folder. Now, if you were doing this via FTP with FileZilla, you would simply delete a folder. But now instead, you're going to be going back into Windows, into Joomla, and there we have the installation folder. So I'm going to right-click on it and choose Delete. So now that I've done that, I can actually get to my site. So I'm going to select to go to the front end of the site. Boom! And we can see by the URL that this is just local. So now we can get fancy and, go and download some free templates and whatever, and, go ahead and get that set up. So I'm going to help Darius here. I haven't seen him connect yet, but I'm sure he's on the verge of connecting for remote support. Almost, yes. Did you get to that site yet, Darius?
Okay, so let me see.
Yeah, so you should go there. And I had it set up on Fresh Workshops as well, but I made some drastic changes to the site today, so it's not up and running yet.
So where's the link to the site again?
Yep, it's in the chat area. Yep.
All right.
Or I can just bring it up. You guys can see my Joomla site, which eventually I'm probably just going to turn into WordPress. But bam! Oops, I put Joomla down. So 404 not found. Okay, there. Sorry, I meant to type in remote. There we go. Here's my Joomla site. So yes, Darius will go ahead. So.
All right, I'm looking for the chat window.
Well, yeah, but that's okay. You can just look at the URL that's in the shared screen right now. So aidnetworks.com/remote. You could just go there.
Okay.
Yeah. It's for my IT contracting, but I'm moving away from that. I'm moving into training and public speaking, so doing a lot less IT work these days. So, yeah.
What a life.
Yeah. It's good stuff. So, it's very fulfilling.
I think I did the wrong thing.
Okay.
I think I deleted my installation folder too soon.
Well, too soon?
Yes, before, it came up with that error message, or warning message that said,
Yeah.
make sure you delete your.
Yeah.
So I deleted it before I went on. Yeah, I got that. Object not found. That's what I got.
Well, that's okay, but make sure you're just at 127 Joomla. So erase everything else.
Ah, see? I missed a step. It's because you're so fast.
We are all so fast. Oh, and look, here's Darius. Speaking of fast, I see someone connecting. Uh-oh. All right. So then we'll take a look at that. Sometimes, you've been working on stuff, the code all kind of mushes together. But yeah, so here we go. So, now you could go and find some places to download some free themes. So of course, right, we always start with free Joomla themes, and sometimes this gets you into trouble, sometimes not. So if we type in free Joomla themes, which people do, Joomla TP, never heard of that, not going there. Joomla to you, not going there either. There's Joomla Shack, but now they require you to register before you can download their free themes, so I don't like that. Theme-based, Joomla 24, ThemeBot, Joomla free templates, yeah. So I'm looking here at the green URLs in order to kind of decipher where to repository. Compass Designs, I wonder if they have free. Now, Compass Designs I do trust, so we'll go over there. We'll go take a look and see what they have. And I'm launching a remote session for Darius right now so we can get that issue fixed. So here we go, free templates. So let's click on this and see what they have.
Wow, this is terrible.
Why?
What was that? Compass Designs?
Yep.
Write that down.
Yep. I think this is I wonder if this is the guy who wrote the book. Yeah, here, #1 best-selling. Is that angry guy? Let's see if that's the dude who's like, I can't believe you said, yep, Barry. So he was very upset that I was like, yeah, WordPress is better than Joomla. And he's, sorry, dude, but it is, at least in my opinion. So, okay, so yeah, so you can check out Compass Designs. JS Jamba, so this is a theme that you could, see, I think you have to, let's see if this is free or if you have to register. Let's see, so if I click download, it just takes you in a circular. Yeah. So these are ones that have been reviewed. Let's see, but, so if we click on here, let's see if we click and go into it. Is that how that works? All right, and then, yeah. So yeah, in order to get this, you have to register. Boo. Yeah, which they give it to you. But all right, so I'm gonna help Darius here real quick. Folks can keep Googling for themes. Let's see, Joomla Connect. I'm gonna click over here. Free layouts. Ooh, themes Joomla. Best of Joomla. Let's talk about Best of Joomla. Best of Joomla is a place where you can look at great designs. There are certainly free templates, but the best of sites is pretty awesome. You can look at some really beautiful implementations of Joomla, so that people have done. Like, let's look at that one. And then you can actually go and, oh, designed by Water and Stone. Water and Stone, they do a lot of Joomla designs. So let's see if we click on this. This will take us to the site. We can look at lovely Joomla. So there we go. Okay, so now I am going to help Darius here. Okay, so let's go over to your install. Are you going to let me drive? No? You have to... Nope, I can't drive. Not going to let me drive. Okay. All right. Do I have to request control? Let's see. Where do I do that? Did you click no? Like, no, I don't want Adria to drive? Oh, no. Okay. All right. Okay, so let's take a look here. And if we go to databases, let's see what you have set up. I'm just going to move these out of the way. Let me move this over here. Boom. Okay. That's pretty long. I think I said like 6 characters, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I suspect that the username is not this long. All right, so let's go ahead and click on that. Oops. Okay, and there are no items in there. So then let's click on privileges. And wow, it is that long. ENV, okay, and then it says database specific. All right, so we'll click here, and all the permissions are in place. And do you have here's Notepad, all right. That's not a secure password. I'm just going to assume that's not the password. That's not secure. Okay. I mean, I'm just saying. Okay. At least it's not password, but yeah. So don't use your animal. Don't use your domain name. Don't use your birth date. These things are not secure. So, and as web and internet technology professionals, we are expected to maintain a higher level of security. So, all right. So if you scroll down here, oh, so there are 2 databases. What's this database? Oh, was this a previous database? Env. Okay, all right. Well, let's go ahead and reset the password. All right, and go over here. Go. All right, and I'm going to say database. Database. Password. And this is not secure. Resetting. All right, so we have, and then here are all the privileges. Okay, great. All right. All right, and those have taken effect. Okay, so now we are going to go over to the installer. We're going to, oh, and I totally see the problem. These are not the usernames and the passwords. The usernames are this, and the passwords are that with the 2010. Now, you may have, the first time Darius created, the shorter version, but that's your problem. So now if we hit next, boom! See? Now you're all fixed.
Rock and roll.
All right. So then I will be disconnecting.
Perfect.
All right. I'm going to say resolve.
Thank you.
You are welcome. So just like that, it's, but I'm also the nerd who will email people and say, I see there's a grammatical misspelling on your website. So Not that I enjoy proofreading, but I just notice stuff. So, fine. Okay, so here we are. Here's a site, and you may go, wow, I like the colors. One of the big things about Joomla that really caught people's eye was the ability to have, rotating images, to have embedded Flash, to, have this sort of functionality. It's been very popular with real estate companies, all sorts of companies. But the nice thing about bestofjoomla.com is, you can really see some nice implementations. And if you are planning to pay for development, you certainly can. I put that into the chat as well, but you can certainly, reach out to these people and go, wow, I really like what I saw. So let's,
I've got a problem.
do share.
So I've reinstalled this twice.
Reinstalled something twice.
I've reinstalled Joomla twice.
Oh, okay.
And every time I type localhost,
Yep.
it goes to Xampp's page.
This is true because you need to do localhost/Joomla because it's in a subfolder.
Okay. So I'm probably not supposed to delete the Joomla folder.
No. No. No, you kind of need that, but you just want to delete the installation
then
file.
which folder am I supposed to delete?
Oh, the installation folder inside of Joomla, the one that says installation.
Wow. Love it. No wonder they
So you just need to copy all those files back over there. And, yeah.
3 times now. Woo, love it. And I'm good.
See, well, Yeah.
Oh, that folder.
There's one called installation, but I can see how
it now.
I could see how the Joomla folder could seem like the installation folder because that is where things happen.
No, it's good. It's cool. I get it.
Okay.
I got
Good. Good. So
I
that
got issues.
good.
I'll
Okay.
laugh at
So
myself
then,
for a while now.
so to log in, you've probably seen this where people have the administrative login showing up somewhere on the front. You guys should take that off as soon as possible. To log into a Joomla site, you go to administrator.php or not. Ignore that. To administrator, sorry. And that'll get you to the login. And then you can go ahead and get logged into the back end. So I'm just going to use that same username and password. Except I wonder if my username is different. Maybe not. Let's go see. Grab this. All right, put that in. Yep. So I think the username is actually admin. Let's try that. Yep. So so admin email. Let's see, and then we'll say username, admin. So the first account is always admin. All right, and there's a lot of information in the Joomla forums about securing your Joomla install, but it really starts with right here. You're encouraged to subscribe to the announcements. That's where it really starts at. And then here we go, Joomla security checklist. So all these things are in here for you folks. And wow, we finished really early. We're only at 5:34. So that means we can spend time now answering questions about Joomla and, more importantly, talking about WordPress. Yes. Sorry, no, I'm not sorry. Okay, so Best of Joomla is really great though for getting ideas and looking at designs. Plus, you can buy templates right here. The other nice thing is not just buying templates, but you can look at people's reviews about them, about these different companies, because these providers basically pay money to be listed near the top. Now, I'll say Rocket Theme, awesome. Youth Theme, awesome. All the other folks, no, special. And not bad necessarily, but, to each his own. Never buy anything from Template Monster. They're horrible. You'll get a broken theme. You'll get an outdated theme. You won't get any support. Who else have I... There's a lot here. A lot of these are really new, but really 2 that are really good are Rocket Theme and because they're doing WordPress stuff too now, and PHP BB. All right, so Rocket Theme is really good, and so is UTheme. And when I say really good, what do I mean? I mean unique designs. I mean good support. I mean they go back and they update their old themes to work with the new version of Joomla. So that's what good means to me. So if you guys stick with these 2, you'll find a lot of variety.
U theme and Rocket theme.
Yep, and I'm putting those in the chat. And then I'll send these out as links at the end. Yep. Those are two great, stay away from, who's the one that I hate? Which one is that one? Maybe they've been kicked out. That would be nice. And I hear a lot of people like Shapefile, but I don't, actually here, Joomla Art. Avoid them. Horrible support, mediocre designs, slow loading layouts and templates. Yuck. So they may be at the top. That's just because they put a lot of money in. So let's look at Rocket Theme here. So if we click on this, overall quality from 30 users, so 9.5, 9.3, support, price, activity. So look at all these people. Then let's go look at the reviews. Nice templates, but way too artsy so they just thought it was too fancy. I don't think I've ever given a product a perfect score. Wow, that's impressive. So you can go through these and see what people have said. Right, let's go see what they say for Joomla Art. Oh, well, these people, it's only from 9 users. But if you check their forums, that's the thing to do too, is when you're looking at these companies, you can read their, their sales page and whatever, but go check out the forums as well. See what people are asking, see how quickly they get back to folks. Okay, for Apple, Mac. Cool. So, but that's, that's what I would say to do. So, yeah, so on to WordPress. Okay, so we and I will stop recording at this time. No, actually, it'd be good to leave it in. So WordPress is really awesome because you can run websites with it, and it's really easy for people to understand. It's easy for people to update. There's not a big training or learning curve. And the same for design as well in terms of hooks. Also, the documentation compared to Joomla, so much better. We Love WP is a site that showcases great-looking sites that are built in WordPress. So I would encourage you to go here and take a look. Also, WordPress has an amazing showcase. If we go over here to Showcase, and they have it broken up into business, technology, education, and they have a lot of big names using WordPress, but Joomla has, we have a lot of big names using Joomla. Let's go back over to Joomla.
What was that? We love
WP.com. Yep. And they, they showcase really nice WordPress websites. So, yeah. So, a lot of good stuff there. Then, if we go over to Joomla, where's their showcase? They were like, oh, we're announcing our new showcase. Obviously, they don't put it up here. So this is the problem with Joomla. A lot of people in the Joomla community think like developers and think like technologists. Versus WordPress, a lot of people are like, they're like creative, free spirit folks, and it shows. So here, there's no showcase. So you would just come in here and be like, oh, there's lots of stuff, a lot of announcements, but there's no, where is their showcase? I know they were so proud of it. Okay, so if we go here to community, no showcase yet. So this is the point, this is why people are leaving in droves. Now you may say, Adria, we think that, you just kind of have the viewpoint you have, we think that, you've been drinking the WordPress juice too long. But if we look here, type in the word Joomla, there's 89,400,000 mentions of Joomla, right? Let's go type in WordPress. Oh, 320 kerbillion. Oh, so
I got you a link for Joomla showcase.
Oh, thank you. You can just go ahead.
Because Google is our friend.
It is.
I just typed Joomla showcase and came up with it.
Nice. All right. Oh, there, community, Joomla. But you noticed we were at the site. It's really hard to get to. And what they did was they actually copied WordPress because for like the last 3 years, Joomla just had a forum area, and that was their showcase. And they realized they were losing all of these people to WordPress, so now they have a visual showcase as well. But then they do this. They're like, look at the list.
They've got to change their back end before people start really loving them again.
And then with the new version, 1.5 here, they decided, oh, we're gonna move everything around. But yeah, you come back here and it's like, yuck. I mean, now if you want a template manager, but now that's a different spot, and if you want to preview something, you click here, but otherwise if you want to edit something, it's like you have, that's what I mean, there's that big learning curve. And then here's how you visually see the different module positions. Normal people can't understand this. I mean, it took me at least a year and a half, you know, working with Mambo, and probably 2 years to understand this stuff. It's very confusing. And so, or if I'm a human, a regular person, I go to Article Manager, and then allegedly I somehow can come in here and edit some stuff. But what's this red line? Am I going to break something? I don't know.
I've never seen that red line before.
And I'm probably being mean. I'm sorry, Joomla.
Yes, you are.
I am. I know. So this is a smackdown. I'm going to have to edit this part out or not. The thing is, here you see that there's a lot of stuff missing. So what you have to do is actually add in some editors to really have the full power of Joomla. I've just found it really hard to show people how to use it. And there's, you know, here there's so many different options. It's just convoluted. The nice thing about WordPress is it's very streamlined. It's very minimalist. Oh my God, should we show the back end of WordPress? Well, okay, let's go look at Fresh Workshops.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Let's go look at the back end.
You're right.
Let's go. Yeah. All right, so here we go.
My issue is there's things that I can't do in WordPress that I can do in Joomla.
Like what?
That's my issue.
Like what? Like rotating content? I mean, that's one of the...
Wow. No, that's not so important.
Oh.
You know, that's crap. That's fluff. That's what I call it. I call it fluff. No, I'm like, right now I'm dealing with needing the need to create an event list that allows people to subscribe and be able to pay a fee to do that. And I can do that extremely quick, probably, but I've never tried it in WordPress.
Boom. How about Eventbrite?
Yes, I use Eventbrite. I love Eventbrite.
Yeah. You can charge, you can, and except unfortunately they had downtime an hour and a half ago, which is fairly rare, but I really like using them because they have a WYSIWYG editor. In fact, they're out in San Francisco, so I actually met with them. I did like a little interview about why I like them so much, and anyway.
But how do you link them with WordPress?
Oh, easy. Well, I mean, I do that on Fresh Workshops already. So if we go to Fresh Workshops, of course, now I've changed around a lot of things, so please excuse the mess, but let's go ahead and take a look at the Google Analytics training, which is coming up. They have the ability, you can actually embed the ticket information right here. So this is just one way that you can connect it, which I've changed over to now. So if someone wants to sign up, they just pick the number of tickets, hit order now. Another way is, if we go, now this is turning into Eventbrite. We cover all the different applications in one way.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
So
Cool.
this is good. I'm not complaining.
Oh, good. Okay. So in
Very selfish of me.
In Eventbrite, how to get beautiful blog photos. We can go here and we can invite someone. And then you can, and it also connects to MailChimp, which is a great email newsletter management tool. And it'll actually format all this for you. All you have to do is add in the person's emails. You can bring in a CSV file. They may be people who have already attended. Also, if we go view, this is every time you create an event with Eventbrite, it creates a page for you, which not only gives you really good SEO, but as you can see, you can have the calendar stuff right here, so people can just add it to their calendar. They can buy. You have this WYSIWYG area to go ahead and explain what people would be receiving. There's the part on the side where you can you can actually host events by different people if you want. This is, you know, a WYSIWYG. Oh, this is not WYSIWYG. This is more HTML based. Well, simple WYSIWYG. Yeah, and then even down here, subscribe to events. You can do an RSS feed and just be notified when upcoming events occur by that company. A lot of different ways you can contact the host if you have a question. And so a lot of this functionality is built in. What I was doing before was at Fresh Workshops, I would just have a page and I would say, you know, to register, you know, click this button. And they would click the button and they would go here, just like you folks did. I mean, you folks all registered through Eventbrite as well. So that's one of the things with Joomla. People, with content management systems, they go, I need a calendar. So I need to go find a Joomla calendar. So then they'll go over into the modules and the extensions and the add-ins and, you know, or they go, oh, I need this. So they go look for a Joomla one. Oftentimes there is a great solution out there, but it's not specific to a content management system. So, yeah.
Right. I got that.
So,
cool.
So I suggest that you define the requirements of what you need, what is the functionality you need, and then find the best of breed for that. And if it connects with whatever your website platform is, great. But if it outweighs, you know, if it's better to go with a separate solution like that because it's so much better, then do it. Like one of the things I love about Eventbrite is I can export attendees, I can cross-promote to attendees. It's just, you know, I can ask questions of attendees. Now, to do something like that in Joomla, that would be a lot of time, and it's not transferable. You know, you can copy events in Eventbrite, so if you want, you know, it's great. And you could say the same thing for WordPress. Well, how come you can't manage attendees and do events? You can, kind of, but it's, you know, not worth it. So
They use something called 1, 2, 3. What is that?
4, 5, 6.
No, there's a thing. Just excuse me. Sorry. Org.
And with that, I'll just summarize here. We'll go ahead and we'll end the recording. So we'll continue on with Q&A, folks, but you can certainly check out Fresh Workshops to look at upcoming training here. You can go ahead and get registered and get notified. We have all sorts of good stuff here. So thank you for attending, folks. I'll go ahead and hit stop.